Hi, I'm Zenia from Total Prepare, and today I'm inviting you into my home to check out my emergency kit. Now, I've been working in emergency preparedness since 2015, and while I add to my kit pretty regularly, I'm not as good at remembering to go through and update it as I should be every year. So today we're going to do that together. Let's get started. My kit is in a couple of places for easier storage. I keep the supplies on the deck in a waterproof container, and I keep the long-term food storage and cooking stove in an indoor closet. I organized my kit so that these bags can act as grab-and-go bags if I have to get out quickly or evacuate on foot, while the remaining items can be added on if I'm sheltering in place. I live in an earthquake zone, but not close enough to the water to worry about tsunamis, so my biggest concerns are earthquakes, house fires, and flooding. So as I mentioned, I've got these bags as my bug out kit within my larger kit. So let's start with these. Now I have some sneaking suspicions. There are some expired or close to expiring things in here. So let's see what we got. We have a collapsible lantern and light. This is crank powered from Secure. We carried these a few years ago and I stocked up. Still a faint light, but it looks like I need to charge that. So I'll put that on the right hand side, which will be things that need attention. I also have the charging cable for that, as well as 2 chargers for our regular phones. And some dice in case we start playing games. Here we have an emergency sleeping bag, which is reflective. Those don't expire, so that's all good. We have 2 Millennium bars. Now these are just high density, high energy bars. They have 5-year shelf life, but it looks like they expire at the end of this year. So I'll put them over here. I'll eat them as a snack one day and grab some replacements from work. In our front pocket here, we have some toothpaste, a toothbrush, and floss. And then in our larger zip pocket, there's some feminine hygiene supplies. Looks like that's all that's in there. Okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes. So we have a first aid kit. First aid kits in general should be replaced every 5 years. I think this one is very likely about that old. We haven't carried this style in a while, so I'll need to replace that. I have a whole whack of Bic lighters because I can't start a fire to save my life, and even though my partner can, if we get separated, I want to know that I have lots and lots of second and third tries. So they're good to go. I have a microfiber towel. These dry really quick and pack really small. An emergency blanket, which is the same idea as the sleeping bag, but just doesn't wrap all the way around. Bear bells and carabiners, because you never know. They're handy for alerting people of your presence and things like that. Some fire starter. Again, I guess when I built this, I was very concerned with starting fires, as I should be. Some spare clothes. Always good to have. Haven't seen those in a while. A book, just in case you end up waiting around quite a bit in emergencies. Some more emergency food. Now these have actually been discontinued. They're not even on the market anymore. So, well, the expiry date's pretty much rubbed off, but I think it says 2026. So I have a few more years out of these. Other than that, all that's left in here, a pair of hand warmers. Those technically expired in 2018. They're probably still good, but just to be on the safe side, I will swap them out. And some work gloves, because you never know. You might have to be moving through debris to get things done. Quite a bit of weight over here. Got a folding knife, which are just handy to have. Picked that up from the pawn shop, I think. And a can of water. If you're on the go, you want to be able to stay hydrated. And those have a 50-year shelf life water, so I know I'm good there. That's our first round of stuff from the first bag. Now that's my bag. And this is my partner, so let's see what we packed in here. We have again, toothbrush, toothpaste, some leaking soap, wilderness wash, so this stuff doesn't damage the environment, and you can go ahead and just, put that into the creek or whatever you're using. In a pinch, ideally you don't do that, but you could. A notepad and pencil. Again, good for games, good for writing notes and leaving them for people who might be looking for you. Good for putting emergency numbers in, all that stuff. Pack of cards. Another emergency bag. Emergency sleeping bag, I should say. And then 2 more Millennium bars expiring this year. So we'll replace those. On the side, nothing in that pocket, and just another can of the water on this side. And this one, the large pocket, has our dog's extra collar, a spike in case we need to tie her up anywhere, sanitation pack. So this has everything from the powder that gels up liquid waste and helps with smell, 2 rolls of toilet paper, hand sanitizer, nitrile gloves, and garbage bags. And this is, of course, to deal with when nature calls in an emergency, because you won't always have access to your usual comforts and conveniences on that front. We have a hybrid solar lantern here. This also needs recharging, which doesn't make sense. I haven't been in here in nearly long enough. These are actually really, really cool, because not only do they solar charge, but you can actually plug your phone into them and charge your phone off them. They're water resistant, so if it's raining or whatever, you don't have to worry about them. And handle doesn't quite complete, so you can hang them on ropes or whatever you've got around to get better access to your light. I have a radio that has a channel written in pen on the back. Now, our parents who live not far from us have its twin, and they also have the same channel written on the back, so we can hopefully communicate if normal channels are down. We have another pair of work gloves. We've got a Grail water filter and 2 replacement filters. These purify out bacteria, viruses, protozoa, and they reduce chemicals like lead, arsenic, chlorine, etc. So they're really handy if you have fresh water around. We have a small collapsing stove and a couple fuel discs to get us started. You can also use twigs and things. This is just mostly a platform to put your pot on. Another book, Hobbit, the classic, and a folding shovel with pick, I guess to dig a latrine, or digging through rubble and things like that. It comes out. And of course, 2 handy carrying backpacks. Going more to our shelter in place kits. Outside of the big tote that you already saw, we both have a spare pair of shoes, relatively hardy, good for moving around. The all-important kettle, can't do without tea. We have a pair of inflatable camping mattresses, which I'm gonna keep down here, I think. We have a 3-person tent for us and our dog. And this is the MSR one from our old backpacking days. Highly recommend MSR if you're looking for a good tent and you don't mind spending a little extra. It's a good brand. A pair of sleeping bags, and these are good till I think this one's -40 and this one's -20 or something. And we live on the west coast of BC, so we don't really get that low, but you want to be thorough. A little bit of propane, and we also have our extra propane on our barbecue outside in a pinch. A camp stove to get all our cooking done for all our emergency food. Now, I'm not going to lift all of this over because some of it's quite heavy, but for the most part, I've chosen to go with legacy food for my kit. And this is because they have the largest serving size in the industry, so you wind up with a good amount of food per person. It has a 25-year shelf life. It's no added MSG, non-GMO, honestly pretty decent food, like quite nice to eat. And I've got enough for, I figure, about a month for me and my partner and my mom, who lives with us. I have a fancy cookware set, and it all stacks inside itself. So we've got 3 bowls, I think, cups, that kind of thing, and cutlery. Do you need stuff? To supplement our legacy, we also have ReadyWise food. I really love this stuff sack because if I have enough time to grab like 1 or 2 extra things, but I can't carry the whole kit and those big heavy legacy buckets, this is really easy to grab and go, and it's a dry bag too. So once you've eaten all your food, you have another bag to carry your things, your dirty laundry, whatever. Really handy. ReadyWise is another great brand. 25-year shelf life on these as well. So really, really easy, handy to use. Last but not least, we have lots of rope, very useful. You can't do without rope. Put up tarps and things like that. All our tarps are in the backyard. Got a portable sink, which is good for sanitization. You want to keep a clean campsite in emergency to avoid any sickness or disease. That's the last thing you need. So that between this and our wilderness wash, which is slippery because it's been leaking, then you're set, you're good to go. And lastly, as a gift, I was given How to Survive Anything, so that has made it into the kit as well. And that's a Total Prepare Employees Emergency Kit as it stands right now. Obviously, I need to update it more often. I have a few expired products, a few things that run out of charge, but hey, that's why we're here today. It's never too late to get it updated. There's a few things I'd like to add moving forward, but I always just add a little bit every year, and it works well. While there are lots of great pre-built kit options at totalprepare.ca, there's also lots of great ways to build your own kit from things you might already have in your home. If you have camping supplies, you've probably got most of an emergency kit. You just need to add food, water, and some kind of sanitation solution. An emergency toilet, garbage bags, a shovel, things like that, as well as some kind of first aid if that's not already included. If you have any questions or want to talk to a professional about how to improve your own kit, please give our friendly team a call or send us an email. If you liked this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, remember, be prepared, not scared.